Welcome everyone to the first video of chapter 6, trigonometry, which is kind of a new concept in mathematics for us. You will see that the first paragraph that I'm going to discuss now is not really new. Then first we're going to talk about so-called inclines, and angles, and elevations. And then from chapter 6.2 onwards, we are really going to do what they call trigonometry, or in Dutch, goniometrie. Okay? So we start with 6.8 theory A, and the paragraph itself is called inclines and tangents. We will take a look at that in the theory B and onwards. First, we're going to take a look back at, I think this is first discussed in chapter 2. It came back in chapter 4 as well, when we were solving equations. The cross multiplication part, right? That A divided by B equals C divided by D. Now implies that if I would draw a cross here, AD is equal to BC. And that was introduced in chapter 2. In chapter 4, we could solve equations like this by doing 5 times 3 and 2 times x plus 3, which is written down right here. Don't forget to now add brackets, because otherwise I would only multiply the 2 with the x, and that's not what we want. We want to multiply it with the both terms here. And then you would multiply this out, and this is what we call a rational equation, right? Now we will use this kind of cross multiplication in this chapter as well. And theory A, first of all, gives you a summary of what I just discussed. And if you have something like x divided by 3 equals 7, that you can now make 7 a fraction by dividing it by 1, right? And then you do x times 1 and 3 times 7. Yada yada yada, nothing new here. What they do say, and it's, we already kind of knew this, but it wasn't summarized like this, that if I have something like this, x divided by a equals b, that means x equals a times b, with a and b oftentimes just being numbers, right? And if I now flip the numerator and the denominator around, I get a divided by x equals b. Then x is equal to a divided by b. Do you see the difference in what x can be? Here I get a multiplication of the two. Yeah, here a and b, oftentimes numbers. Here you can say the x and the b swap places. And that's all it has to do with here, the x being in the numerator and here it being in the denominator. And using this rule, we can sometimes do cross multiplication a bit quicker. So what we're going to start in this chapter is solving rational equations again. And we're going to try and do that as quickly as possible using the two rules given here. So if I have x divided by 2.3 equals 8.1, as I say, a and b just being numbers here, do you now agree with me that it's of this form, with the x being in the numerator? So now I can quickly calculate what x is by doing 2.3 times 8.1. Take out your calculator, which you may use in this, not only in this paragraph, but in this chapter, by the way, and it will give you 18.63. Well, what if I swap those two things around? I get 2.3 divided by x. Now it's of this form, right? So here x is not equal to those two numbers multiplied. No, x is here equal to 2.3 divided by 8.1. A divided by b. Take out your calculator and calculate it. If you have it like this, no problem at all. If the x in the denominator is on the right or on the left, the same rule apply, right? Here it is equal to 1.6 divided by 5.1. Remember, x is in the denominator, yeah? So that's why you get 1.6 divided by 5.1. And here x again is in the bottom part, so here you get x equals 7.45 divided by 3.2, right? And we are going to apply this knowledge mostly in the next paragraphs, but you will see it coming back with inclines as well. Get used to this. We have to do this a lot during this chapter, okay? And the next part is about the incline already, so I will discuss that in a new video. Good luck.